Good afternoon, everybody. Christopher from All Things Prepping here. One of the things that's probably the highest priority or the highest priority in survival is water. Without water, you're in trouble. Without water, you are really in a deep world of hurt unless you can get water and make it drinkable or get it to be drinkable soon and quickly. You will definitely have a problem. According to the rules of three, it takes about a maximum of around about 3 days, and then you are already too dehydrated to really be efficient. So water is definitely high on your priority list. After water would probably be shelter, depending on the situation, and then depending on what your requirements will be, you will also need food. But water will always be, if not the top one, at least the second on the list as far as your survival priorities is concerned. Yeah, so after that introduction, I'm going to be continuing with answering questions regarding the water. So I'm going to start off right at the beginning with the first question. Yeah, so when dealing with water, raw water or water that you get in a open source river or a dam or something like that, is that first of all, it would be advisable to just filter the water or to pre-filter the water. What I carry specifically for that purpose is I carry these coffee filters. It is just a normal paper filter that you can buy at any shop. Just run the water through this and it will catch all the sediment or the biggest particulates in the water, and that will help you to purify or to make your water already much easier to process once you've run it through this. But in case you don't have this, hopefully you will then have a bandana, the bandana just around your neck. You can just, if you've been sweating on it, just rinse it quickly, and then you can use the bandana just to strain the water through. Once again, to catch the bigger particulates. You can also have my fancy cowboy scarf that I've got. You can use this as well, just to run the water through here to catch the bigger particulates. And if you've got none of those things available, you can always go the old school way and use a t-shirt like this one, a cotton t-shirt, and just strain the water through this in order to get the sediment, the bigger parts of the sediment and particulates that's in the water, to get that out. Once you have done this, you can then proceed to the next process or the next step of making the water drinkable. Yeah, so the first question is, how would you purify water in an emergency situation? And then what is the best way to purify water? But I'm going to start off first with the three basic ways that I do it if I need to do it. First of all, it is to make use of the purification tablets. These purification tablets specifically are made for 1 liter container. So you put 1 liter of water in there, and then you can actually just pop a tablet in there, allow it to stand for about 30 minutes, and then after 30 minutes you can then drink from that container or from that water. It has been purified. I just have to add to that if you've ever drunk swimming pool water, or swembad water, soos wat ek wou sê. If you've ever drunk that, you will be reminded that that does not have a lekker taste. So what I do is, after I've purified with the tablets, I will then use something like these little cool drink sachets, just to put it into the water to make it easier to drink, to make it nicer to drink. And then also some of these energy mixture. Just a note, these things are not lekker. They are definitely not the best thing to drink, but it does help a lot. So yeah, that's as far as the water purification type, the first one, the water purification goes. That's my comments on that one. Yeah, the other method that I use is, if you get one of these outdoor water filters, survival filter. It is a device that you just bring with you, and this is actually, as you can see, this little pipe just goes to onto the end. You just put it on there, and you can actually just open it up, and right from the source you can drink this you can drink water with this without having any real issues and tissues. What you can also do is you can, as you can see here, it has got a screw, a normal 2-liter bottle will screw onto here, and then you can actually use that as a drip measure to purify water. So yeah, that would be a very easy and a very nice option. I've made use of this water filter plenty of times because of the ease of use. It's just that much easier if you need to drink quickly and move. This is the way to do it. Just pop the straw end onto the side into the water, and you can immediately drink the water. And like I said, you can also make it a gravity feeder system. If you might take a 2-liter bottle and then just use the 2-liter bottle to let the water run through, or squeeze the water through and catch it in another container. So that is the water filter. That would be the second option. The third option that I normally use to purify water is by cooking it. As you can see here, I've got a canteen cup. It has been used extensively to boil water in. Just put the water inside the cup, and then once it's inside the cup, put it on a fire, let it go. And I love the smell of this. Even though it's been a while since I've used this one, you can actually still smell the wood smell on it. That's one of the reasons I like to cook the water. With that, I've also liked to take my canteen, water canteen. This one is also a metal canteen, as you can hear. The reason for that canteen, this canteen being metal, is that I can use this instead of just the canteen cup to boil water in it. All I need to do is to just take off the cap, because the cap is still plastic. So I just need to take off the cap, fill it with water, and I can stick it on the fire and get it over and done with. So that's the first one, is my water canteen, my water cup, or my canteen cup with my metal water bottle. Comes in a little holder like this, that to make it easier to carry. This one specifically is about a 1.2 liter. It's not a liter, it's a 1.2 liter. So it is a bit bigger than the normal one that you normally get. So this is the one that I use. And then you can also make use of something smart and fancy like this little cup here, this little cooker. I haven't used this one specifically. It's one of my newer additions. So yeah, that you can also use to just boil your water. After you've boiled it, just let it cool down. Once it's cooled down, you can then actually drink it. So yeah, that would be the three methods that you've got available to make your water potable, whatever that fancy word is. But that you can do with these instruments as far as the cooking, the boiling of the water is concerned. Yeah, just a footnote on as far as the cooking of the water, or the boiling of the water is concerned, you can also use this container to cook your water in, your food in, by just, you can see this one has got a fancy little snout, whatever you want to call it, and you can make like a tea in it, and then just pour your tea with that. And then also in the canteen cup, you can also cook your food in the canteen cup. Those of us that's been through the military mill will know that this is a very nice way of preparing your food. So that's the added benefit of having these instruments or equipment with you, is that you can use it to then also prepare your food in that as well. So that's just an added benefit to the whole package. Yeah, so the next question is, which of these methods do I trust the most? Well, like I said, you start off by straining the water. Once you've filtered the water or strained the water through your bandana or whatever you've got available. Once you've done that, you can then proceed with the processing of the water. The most, or the easiest way, the way that I would use then is the boiling of the water in your canteen cup or your steel container. That would be my one option. The second option would be the chemical way, or the water purification road, and then obviously the filter way. If I have to choose one of these for my first choice, it would be the filter, purely because it is the easiest and the quickest way to get the water sorted out. If you've got a water bottle or a 2-liter water bottle, you can actually then just, by running the water through your filter, you can fill up your canteen with the water, and you have water available. But for ease of use, definitely this one, I would use the filter, because it is a better way for me to do it. So yeah, definitely my first choice would be the filter. Yeah, then just a quick note, there is another alternative for cleaning water that I also used in the past with great success, but also with devastation, and that is the purification of your water with bleach. The rule of thumb is that you use 1 drop of bleach for every liter of water if it is clear water, and then if it is murky water, you will use 2 drops of bleach in your container to purify the water. Once again, after you've put the 2 drops in, or the drop into the thing, just close it up, let it stand for around about also about half an hour to 45 minutes. Obviously the longer the better, and then that water will be drinkable as well. But once again, it is not going to taste well, it's not going to taste nice, and you will probably don't want to boil it to use that for coffee or something like that. That would be a definite no-no in my view. It is terrible. Yeah, so that would be an option as well. Okay, my worst mistake with water purification, like I said, the chemical way, or the bleach way, is one of the ways. At one stage, I thought I was very clever. I used a little bit too much bleach in the water container, and I ended up losing the inside of my mouth. It actually burned the inside of my mouth. I probably used about a teaspoonful of water, a teaspoon full of bleach in 1 liter of water. It really stuffed up my mouth inside. I lost, like I said, the whole inside of my mouth. The skin came off, and it burned the hell out of my throat as well. So that was probably the biggest mistake I've made as far as water purification is concerned. I only made that mistake once. I will not make it again. I can promise you, whatever I need to do, I will never ever forget that it is only 1 drop per liter or 2 drops per liter if it is dirty water or murky water. But yeah, never again will I make that mistake. Yeah, the last question I'm going to deal with in this video is what is the biggest mistake that people normally make with regarding water during an emergency situation. First of all, I think that the biggest mistake we make is that we do not have enough water available. What I mean by that is that we will underestimate the amount of water that you will actually need during an emergency situation, and that will come back and bite you quite easily and quite quickly. The first thing is that the normal framework, or the normal calculation that you must use, is that you will need between 4 and 5 liters per person per day. Now that would include your drinking water, your water that you will be using for your cooking purposes, and then also for the cleaning purposes of your dishes and your clothes, and then also for hygiene purposes. You will use for bathing, washing your hands, stuff like that. So that is definitely the first thing that I think that is problematic. People underestimate the amount of water that they're going to be needing. The second thing that adds with this is that your water for your pets, you don't always take that into consideration as well. Once again, that can come back and bite you quite easily and quite quickly if you do not take into account that your pets also need water. Obviously, if you've got a fish tank, you don't have to worry too much about that for the first 2-3 weeks. The fish will sort it out themselves. But for your cats, your dogs, and then even if you've got a horse or something like that, that will also increase the number or the liters of water that you would be requiring per day. So take all of those into account as well. And then the next big mistake that I think people make is assuming that clear water is clean water. Out of personal experience, I can tell you that the fact that the water is clear does not mean that it is safe to drink. It can contain a lot of bacteria and stuff like that, and you can end up becoming sick of that quite quickly. And yeah, that's not a nice thing. I've in one of my previous videos I already discussed how sick I got the one time, and I don't want to go through that again. So making sure that you're or looking at water doesn't mean if it's clear that it's clean. You sometimes get dirty looking river water which is more drinkable and safe to drink, instead of water that comes out of a dam or something that looks clear and it's got all kinds of funnies in it. So yeah, I think that's the two biggest mistakes that people make, is underestimating the amount of water you need, and then assuming that clean water is safe water. Right, so that brings us to the end of this question and answer session as far as water is concerned. Yeah, make sure that you have got a means to have clean water or available by carrying some clean water from the word go. Carry some water with you. If you have to carry something to clean water with on the roof, the water tablets will definitely work, because that is the smallest of all three methods that I've discussed. You can just stick this into your, like you see, it's not a very big thing. You can stick it into a cargo pocket and you are good to go, and you can clean water. The specific one, like I said, is for 1 liter. One tablet cleans 1 liter of water, but you also get other tablets. I've also got some of them where you use 10 liters and you use 1 tablet to clean that water. So yeah, that's the first one, the tablets. The easiest one would be the life straw. I prefer the life straw if I can, because it's of its convenience and it's quick and easy. And then the safest way, if you've got nothing else, is the boiling of the water. That will then help you purify that water, make it drinkable. So yeah, that would be my contribution as far as the water goes. Make sure that you drink enough water if you're in an emergency situation. You can also use your water for medical purposes and stuff like that. That's additional uses for water. But first of all, make sure that you've got enough water available, enough water to drink. Stay hydrated, and remember that you can go roughly, if you are really pushing it, 3 days without water, but you are going to be in a very sad and a very bad state. So don't do it. Honestly, I'd rather make a plan to have water available. Yeah, so that's the video on water and the questions that was asked with regard to water. I hope that you did learn something, and that I at least gave you something to think about. But yeah, be prepared. Make sure that you've got enough water available, a means to purify water and to drink that water. So thank you for watching, and until the next one, keep on prepping.